What is up, everybody? Justin Sardi here. Thank you so much for joining us today, tonight, this morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I know we did a quick intro a minute ago and saw we have people from all over the world. So we got people from all kinds of different time zones. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to join us today. So I have a really awesome call lined up for you today. And I'm pretty sure it's something that most of you have not heard about. I honestly hadn't heard about it until pretty recently. And once I, had my eyes open to this, I was like, oh man, I got to share this with all my people. So, really excited for this. It's all about artificial intelligence, as you can see from the title screen here, the title slide, right? So AI revolution is what we're calling this. This is all about artificial intelligence and using Amazon, not books or anything like that, but basically using Amazon to generate a passive income. So I have a guest today that's actually an expert on this topic. His name's James. So if you want to do a quick audio test, James, make sure everybody can hear you there.
Can you hear me okay?
I
Thanks,
can hear
Justin.
you. Yeah, for sure. Can everybody hear James? If you can, please drop I don't know, 2, 3 in the chat box, whatever you want to drop in there. Let me know there. 2, 3. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So, yeah, basically, I don't want to waste too much time. I know everybody's time is valuable. So, we're about 5 after. So let's go ahead and I'll just kind of turn this over to James. I'm going to go ahead and mute out, let him take the reins here. He knows a lot more about this than I do. And I'm going to go ahead and be taking notes as well. So thanks for joining us today. And let's go ahead and get rocking. So go for it, James.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Justin. Thank you for the intro, and thanks everybody for coming on tonight or the morning, wherever you're from. So, as you said earlier, you can see my screen, and this is AI Revolution. You should see this cyborg-looking person here, and let's get started. So, I also call this the future of making money on Amazon, but the future is now. You're getting in on the ground floor of a brand new, highly profitable Amazon marketplace. So you're going to date yourself, and that's okay. But are any of you old enough to remember this? If you're in Germany right now, you're getting really excited. That's Mr. David Hasselhoff on there. And usually you're going to have a couple people reference the car, the name of it. There you go. A couple of people laughing. This was from a show in the 1980s called Knight Rider, where the car, which was called KITT, could speak and interact with you. I remember I was a young person. I was probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that, when this came out. And I remember at the time this was kind of Jetson stuff. It was science fiction. But today, that science fiction truly meets reality. So I just had a coughing spell there. Hold on a second. All right, so I'm talking about artificial intelligence, AI. Man, I need some water here. All right, I'll be good. So you may be thinking, I'm not a rocket scientist. How am I supposed to dominate AI? Well, the thing is, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be one of those people that went to school for 12 years to get a PhD in computer science, let's say. You can be an average person. And I consider myself an average person. But we're able to do extraordinary things when you know what to do with this particular platform. So what I'm about to show you is a crazy new way to interact with millions of people, and I mean millions of people. And those people, just like the people that are on the call right now, are from all over the world. And you can do this without any prior knowledge, experience, or technical ability. So this sounds really strange, and it is in a sense, but I met a father and his 7-year-old son that's crushing this. Now I have my son who just turned 10. He's also doing this. Plus I met a 72-year-old, well, several people in their 70s now, but a specific 72-year-old that's doing absolutely amazing things with this in what is truly a disruptive technology. Now, there's a specific reason why I give you the ages. 7 years old, of course, is very young. 70 is not so much. I mean, a lot of people that I've been training on this in just the last couple of weeks have been 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, are pretty typical. Now, so my point is that literally anyone can do this. So I don't care what your makeup is. I don't care if you're male or female, or if you're from whatever country, whatever your background is, your age, all those things that we use to kind of make an avatar of ourselves or classify ourselves in a certain way that we can't do something. Let me tell you, you just throw that out the window. I have so many people that are complete newbies, if you will, that have never had success online. They're now having success online because of this specific process. So, a little bit about me. My name is James Renault, like Justin said a little while ago. I've been online for a little over 8 years now. I had very humble beginnings. I went online because I had to. I felt like I was forced to. I had a young child, and we needed extra money. I had a full-time job, but it just wasn't enough at the time. And I wanted my wife to stay home. We both wanted her to stay home. We had certain plans, so I needed to make some extra money. So when I first started years ago, I started selling things out of my house on a site called Craigslist, which isn't the same now, but back in the day, there was a lot to it. And I made my first 10-page ebook. And if you can believe this, my first ever ebook was picked up for an infomercial. So if you want to talk about being shot out of a cannon and having kind of a warped view of the online game, I said, this is pretty easy. You make one ebook 10 pages long and you get an infomercial. Well, we all know that's not how it is normally. So I've had an infomercial. I've been a super affiliate. I've been an author, and I'm a top seller in this space. So I've been there, done that, like most of you probably have been on this call in terms of strategies and opportunities. But let me be crystal clear that I have never seen a better opportunity for people to have access to millions of people with no advertising costs whatsoever. So I am beyond a fan of this. I was one of those people. This is not about cryptocurrency, but I was one of those people that got in Bitcoin really early, and I would talk your ear off about it. And people would laugh at me. People would say all kinds of mean things back in the day. They don't laugh anymore. But I feel much more excited about this, if you can believe it, than I did about Bitcoin when it was at $150. So not only do you get access to millions of people, but passionate people, and that's the key. My view, my excitement over this is not a different experience. The vast majority of people that are into this are beyond passionate. So that's the key. That's the real key with this, and the timing is impeccable. So just a little bit of thought in terms of the world we're in right now. It amazes me that right now we're in a world where the biggest taxi company doesn't own any taxis, which is Uber. The biggest hotel company in the world doesn't own any hotels, and that would be Airbnb. If you told me 5 or 10 years ago that'd be the case, I would have said there's no way. And we are to the point where our refrigerators and our washing machines have Wi-Fi connections. So that is my refrigerator on the right-hand side. I don't need to be spending any more time near the refrigerator than I have to, but I have a big tablet there. I can play music. I can do all kinds of things, and we all know and we can all feel that the world is changing rapidly. I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind about that. So we're to the point where computers are becoming smarter than us, and our lives are becoming easier every day. When you think about chess, for example, the best chess players in the world cannot beat computers now, and that is a fact, and that's the reality, and that's going to happen in more and more fields as time goes on. So even the poor, relatively, are living better than kings and queens from 100 years ago. When you think about things like running water, electricity, internet, and a bunch of other things, that just simply did not exist relatively a short time ago. Now, the real pinnacle of this, the crux of this reality, is the fact that we can now interact right now with artificial intelligence, using only our voice. That's the key, only our voice. Now, this picture of this family kind of enamored with this object here is how I feel on a daily basis. I'm basically obsessed with this right now. So what am I specifically talking about? As Justin said earlier, we're talking about Amazon, which is the biggest marketplace in the world, and we're talking about Echo devices, these speaker devices that use something, their AI is called Alexa. And specifically, how you can go after the millions of people that love these devices is through what are called Alexa skills. So how exactly does this work? So how it goes is typically like this. And some of you that have an Alexa device right now in your house, you're getting mad at me because every time I say the word Alexa, it's enabling your device and it's trying to communicate with you. So if I said, Alexa, turn on my television, it turns it on with my voice. I can say, Alexa, call this person. I can call with my voice. I can do it through my car too. I can ask for directions on my phone with my voice, amongst other things. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. The point is, it's all being done with your voice. So it doesn't get much simpler than that, in my opinion. You don't have to lift your hands or do anything. So I thought it was crazy when we went from using our computers to smartphones all the time, and we just had to swipe our finger. Now all we have to use is our voice. The next thing I like to say that's coming after this is telepathy. I mean, that's the only thing I can see that can top this. Now, if you look at the proliferations of cell phones, I guarantee you 99% of the people on this call either have their cell phone in their hand right now, within 5 feet of themselves, in their pocket, something. It's near you. And if you don't have it on you, you probably get a little jittery, like, where is my phone? Well, we couldn't really have imagined that not too long ago. 10 years ago, that certainly wasn't the case. But look at where we're all at with these smart devices. They're really, in a sense, becoming part of us. Well, that's where artificial intelligence is going. It's just growing like a weed. It's just going everywhere, and it's going to be, for example, Lennar Homes, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, home construction companies in the United States. Every new home is going to have an Alexa device in it. BMW, every new car BMW is going to have an Alexa device. I just found out a couple days ago that Tupperware is now going to be Alexa enabled. It's going everywhere. So how I really became enamored with this was when I saw the following two quotes from two people that I particularly pay major attention to online. So who would those be? And they were both talking about Amazon Alexa. Number one was Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, in my opinion, is a visionary. He runs a 9-figure business amongst a bunch of other things. He's been on top of. He could have bought into Uber early on. There's all kinds of stories with him. This is what he said. He said Alexa has the potential to kill Google. To kill Google. He didn't say Alexa had the potential to maim Google, to make a dent with Google. He said to kill Google. Crazy, crazy words. Then he went on to say this. Google's biggest concern in the world is Amazon. I think an amazing thing for entrepreneurs to build is a very strong voice device algorithm. Every home is going to be built with this. I don't think anybody who's an internet company can live without having a major voice strategy. Whoever is closest to the customer wins. Very, very strong words from Gary, and I 100% agree. Next, we have Mark Cuban. Not a very flattering picture of Mark right there, but what he said was, in my humble opinion, the easiest money right now for anyone 14 years or older is digging in to be an expert in Amazon Alexa. He's a billionaire, owns the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. He's a big-time player. Was on Shark Tank, a big show in the U.S. So I said, all right, with these two guys that I certainly follow, singing the praises of this, to say the least, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. So I went ahead and I bought. This is the Amazon Echo Dot, which is just a little device, a little speaker. Speaker's not that great. It's like a little hockey puck. And so I did what most people would do when they get these devices. I thought of it like a little trinket. I thought of it like a little game. And so I'd say things, well, what's the weather like? What's the score of the sports team? Play me some jokes, things like that. And my kids started playing with it, and it was fun. And I kind of put it away for a couple weeks. I just said, okay, well, that was a nice little bit of money, and that was fun, and okay, that's it. I didn't even think of it at that time in terms of a marketing perspective. And so, but I liked it. And so later on, I said, well, you know what? Let me get the Echo instead of the Echo Dot, which is a bigger speaker, and let's play with that a little bit. And this is what really got me going, is because you can play music on the Echo Dot, but playing it on the Echo was just a much better sound. And it was amazing what you could do. I can play songs from the 1940s. I can play songs that are contemporary songs. I could have it play rain sounds. I can have it play anything I want. And the experience is so amazing. I could play playlists. I found out about all kinds of different music categories I never even knew about, like chill hop. I didn't even know chill hop was something you could listen to, but apparently you can. Um, you name the genre, you can do it. And so, and the thing is, there was no commercials. It was beautiful. Just whatever I wanted, whenever I want, on demand, using my voice. And so then I started going nuts with it. I said, what else could I do with it? So my son even started to play fart noises with it. So it could also be extremely, extremely annoying. So I got in deeper, and I found out I could control my television with it. I'd ask it to play certain shows, and it would just bring it up, no problem. I started turning my lights on and off with it. Super crazy. You can get special light bulbs, and they have any kind of different color hues, and you can make it pulsate. All this to make it a smartphone. It's incredible what you can do with it. All with my voice. Now I use it with other Echo devices. I thought I had a lot of devices. I think I have 4 or 5 now. And someone the other day told me he had 9 devices in his home. I said, wow. So we can communicate with them. If my sons are upstairs, I use it like an intercom. Hey, come down here for dinner. Those kind of things. I started to get my extended family involved. And I'm really proud of this because my mother-in-law, she has multiple sclerosis, so she has some mobility challenges. And this for a little bit of her day puts a smile on their face. For some of the things she can do, she can interact with, she can hear the news, all kinds of things like that, and we can call her with it. So she just loves it. Now, one big thing that I want to say here is that I'm not saying that you need to own any of these devices. Let's make that very clear. I'm not saying you even need to like this technology. There's going to be a small percentage of you that say, no, it's not for me. That's fine. And you may say to yourself, I don't want my device listening to me. It reminds you of like 1984, if you've ever read that book, where the television could listen to you. But that's fine. But you need to understand this, that there are millions of people in this world that absolutely love these devices just like me. So there is a massive opportunity now that's crazy, and where it's going in the very, very near future, because they're selling these things like crazy. So you must be aware of the tidal wave that is coming. You can stand on that beach and you can see the tidal wave coming. You say, I see all that water, but I don't want to get wet. Well, you're going to get wet. It's coming. These things are going to be everywhere. Now, I actually need to change this slide because I just learned today. I have here that currently there are over 20 million Echo devices. There are now 30 million. Soon to be up to over 100 million when Christmas season comes along. These things are exploding right now.
Dude, I actually, sorry to
go ahead.
Cut you off there. I was actually in Target the other day, and I was walking around, and they're selling these in Target before you could just get them at like Amazon, off Amazon. They're selling these in stores now as well, which is crazy. Which I was like, wow.
Yep, Bed Bath and Beyond has them now. They're everywhere, and you're gonna learn. Thank you for that, Justin. You're gonna learn that Amazon is like all in on this. There's a big underlying theme and motivation as to why they're doing this. So you have millions of people with these devices that you, as a marketer or as an entrepreneur or opportunity seeker, whatever you want to call it, can use to your advantage. Again, it's important that you you need to know that you don't need a device to do this. Although I recommend you get one. I think they're awesome, but you don't need one. So now that you know some of what it does, how specifically does this benefit you? So just like iPhones and smartphones in general have an app store, the Alexa has a skill store. Sometimes I'll even use the word app by mistake, but the proper terminology in terms of Alexa is skill. It's very congruent in a sense to apps that you'd have on your phone, but again, they're skills on these devices. So think of a skill as like an app for Alexa. That's where it's at. That's how you're going to interact with any audience that you want, any niche that you want like crazy. Your skill can be downloaded or enabled, that's the term, enabled, and interacted with by people all over the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You set it up once and it's there. The crazy part about it is that with millions of these devices available and millions of people absolutely in love with it, there is an extreme shortage of skills. So we're in a really, really crazy time right now because there's people that just want skill after skill after skill. They want to enable it and use it. They love it, but the skills aren't there to satisfy the need yet. And there's just over 25,000 skills in the skill store. Compare that to over 2.2 million apps in the iPhone App Store. So you can understand the opportunity if you can have a skill and when you have a skill created. There's category after category, keyword after keyword, niche after niche with little to no competition. You have the opportunity to get in front of a starving audience. And I like to use, I don't like, but the reason I say starving audience is that it reminds me very much so of this quote from a marketer that I follow. He's now deceased. His name is Gary Halbert. And he would say something to the effect of, you don't need to make the best hamburgers. You need to make hamburgers and put them in front of a starving crowd. That was his whole kind of take on marketing. And that's what we have right now. We have a starving crowd that wants these skills like crazy, and you can produce them. You can provide them if you know what to do, which is what I'm going to show you. So it's absolutely insane because you make these simple skills that people love, and when you know how to do it my way, it takes you literally minutes to build. When you're coming from the app world, that's insane for me to tell you that it takes minutes to build, and that's the truth. So does that make sense for some of you in terms of the opportunity that's available? I'd like to know your feedback so far. Awesome. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to go deeper into this. All right, thank you. So now the reason you say, okay, well, why are there so few skills? There's three reasons that I come up with. Number one, it's super new technology. So you may have heard of Alexa, but you may not use it. You may not fully understand or grasp prior to this call how freaking crazy this is. Number two, the skills are extremely hard to make, and they are. Or at least that's what I thought initially. And number three, they cost a fortune to outsource, which is actually an amazing and good thing. And the reason why they cost so much to outsource is because these people that can make the skills, the relatively few that there are, they're in such high demand. So businesses, for example, want to make these skills like crazy, but they can't find people to make them. Now, it's just how it is. That's the market right now. If you spend time searching online, you realize it's beyond confusing on how to make these skills. Beyond confusing. I spent over a month shaking my head on how to make this work. It just wasn't working for me, and it was not a fun experience initially. And I consider myself a smart person, but in no way, shape, or form am I a programmer. And I was very frustrated seeing the opportunity that existed, but I wasn't able to capitalize on it, and that was not fun. But then I saw people were getting sent checks in the mail just for having skills, just for making them, and I was like, what? I said, I have to figure this out. So the beautiful thing is people are not charging for these skills. These skills are all free. And that's part of the reason why they get downloaded so much is because they're free. And they weren't selling anything with them, but yet they were getting paid by Amazon. Now, why? Why would they do that? Because just like Google and Facebook, these companies pay to have the focus of a lot of people. So you think about Facebook. What's Facebook do? Well, Facebook is a way for you to communicate with your friends and family and post pictures. YouTube, what is that? Well, it's a way to look at videos. Google, that's a search engine. What's Amazon? Amazon is a way to buy things online. If you look at, that's true, But if you look at it another way, these are all places to have your attention. So look at radio years ago. Radio was where it was at, and that's where all the advertising dollars were. Then it was television. That was where it was at. Now, these large companies, they're looking for your attention. When they have their attention, they can monetize it. They're very, very, very smart. Another important point that right now, and this statistic is growing, 1 out of every 4 searches right now are voice. Very, very important. So how is Amazon going to go after Google? They're going to beat them at their own game because they're going to have the searches through voice through their platform, that being Amazon Alexa. That's what it comes down to. Amazon and Google are at war right now. For example, I have a device that controls that's on my television, slightly separate than what I'm talking about today. It's called an Amazon Fire, and you can't get YouTube on that device. Why? Because Google is mad that their AI platform can't be sold on Amazon. A lot of things going on here. So Amazon is directly competing with Google right now, and this is a big time move. These devices are going to change the world because, like I said, they're going to be everywhere. Let me just give you a short scenario of what's going to happen here. It's not just about playing music. It's not just about playing jokes and things like that. Eventually, you're going to be able to sit at home and you have a dinner and you have some friends over and you're talking about where you want to travel. And you say, I'd love to go to Ibiza, Spain. And someone says, oh, really? Okay. And they say, hey, Alexa, tell me a little bit about Ibiza, Spain. And Alexa says, Ibiza, Spain, it goes through it. Then you say, you know what? Let's go book our trip. Alexa, let's book our trip. Do you see how crazy that was? You can go through Alexa and Alexa just bought Whole Foods. I saw Tony mentioned about how Amazon bought Whole Foods. Why? Because you're going to be able to go through your Alexa devices and order your groceries through there. About a bunch of other things. My 4-year-old the other day, he has a little bit of a speech impediment, and he was trying to get Alexa to play him a song, and Alexa said, oh, you'd like to purchase XYZ, purchasing directly through Alexa. And my wife and I are like, no, because we didn't want to buy something, but you can purchase directly through these devices. Hopefully you can start to see the craziness of this, what this it does. It's insane. So when people interact with your skill, you have their attention, and Amazon pays you for that, bottom line. For example, one gentleman, and you can look this up, his first skill that he created was called Question of the Day. Super simple skill. All it did was ask you a question, and then it gave you an answer, and people loved it. He first was sent a $2,000 check for that. And guess what? Then they started sending him more. Sent him a $9,000 check for the next 3 months. That's one example. Another gentleman here, 22 years old. Look at the smile on his face. Why is he smiling so much? Because he had an Alexa skill and he's getting paid $10,000 a month for it. 5 figures a month for making a skill that he doesn't even sell anything with, but Amazon's willing to pay it. Sometimes it's hard to imagine that Amazon, which they have, they're spending millions of dollars getting people to create these skills. Sometimes it's hard to imagine that kind of money that they have. I mean, Amazon has something like $100 billion a year just in terms of Amazon Prime renewals. Forget about the money they make just off of selling products. So they can throw millions of dollars at this because they want these skills created. When the skills are created, the more skills they have, the more people are going to like these devices. They tell their friends, more devices get bought. Boom, boom, boom. It keeps rising. So that's their way to go nuts with it. They need these skills. They want these skills done, and they're throwing money at it to incentivize people. And before AI Revolution, it was a very relatively select group of people that are typically coders, typically people that are computer science type people. And they're like, how much money do you want basically to make these things? Because we need this content. So they're doing a ton of things to monetize this. They now have paid subscriptions. So, for example, you have a skill that gives the horoscope of the day, and so you give a horoscope, and your horoscope is this, and you're going to have a great day today, whatever. You start to get thousands of people to download your skill. Then all of a sudden you say, would you like the extra long horoscope of the day? All right, well, that'll be $9 a month, please. That is your way to have like your own little Amazon or your own little subscription business. I don't want to say little, it can be big, but if you look at what Netflix does in terms of their subscription model, I mean, they're worth more than Disney World now. They just surpassed Disney World in terms of a multimedia company. Just absolute crazy money, billions upon billions of dollars. You can have your own subscription model with these skills. That's another way to do it. You can have in-skill purchases. This is crazy too. So, for example, let's say you did like a survival niche type skill, and you said different skills, or just give me different tips. Oh, make sure you don't get water on yourself when it's frozen out. You get hypothermia. Okay, I'm not a survival guy, but I'm just saying maybe that's a tip you could do. Well, then you could say, by the way, would you like to buy the best waterproof matches out there? And boom, you get an affiliate commission from that. That's another way. You're taking the people from this device and monetizing it however you want it to go. You can push them to your website, push them to your podcast, and so much more. Sell to small businesses. Amazon's doing contests. So they have contests just the other month. Last month, they were doing a contest, $250,000 to make cool kids skills because they want kids to have this. Why they want kids to have it? They want to get them in these devices early because they're going to stick with it, and they're going to, just like you see my son right now, he's 4 years old. On that iPad, he can swipe it like it's nobody's business. It's like he was born with the thing, right? That's what kids are going to be like with these devices. So again, Amazon's pushing this everywhere. So they have a $250,000 prize pool to make a cool kid skill. They have one this month. Now, again, $250,000 to make a life hacks skills. So life hacks, whatever life hacks means to you. There's someone that's using this exact process. They're in the top 10 finalists right now, using the same tools that AI Revolution does, and they have the opportunity at $250,000 this month. They give you free stuff like crazy. Free Echo devices. Echo devices aren't cheap. Free swag, like stuff, so you can get free sweatshirts, Echo devices, hats, all kinds of stuff. Amazon's like, what can we do? We'll throw out millions of dollars for people just to make these skills and have people interact with it. We'll let them have subscription-based model. We'll let them sell to the devices. We'll let them push traffic to outside websites. We'll let them push to podcasts. We'll give them free stuff. We'll let them sell to small businesses. The opportunity here is just amazing. So the bottom line is you can get free stuff, have access to contests, sell to businesses, and just get paid for people using your skill. Any way you slice it, it's crazy. It's awesome. Some people have earned tens of thousands of dollars already, and some already have earned over 100K. So look at this in terms of small businesses. So this is a typical situation. Businesses are paying between $10,000 and $200,000 to have skills made for them. Just throwing money at it. And here's a quote from an Amazon developer. And this is what he said in terms of the traffic he was getting to his podcast. He said, "I'm shocked to see that my podcast is getting traffic from Alexa Flash briefings on the second place. Like it's more than Apple iTunes podcasts." In other words, he's getting more traffic to his podcast from Alexa than he is from the podcast platform itself. So that's just an indication of how hot this traffic is. So even regular people, and I consider myself a regular person, like you and me are doing this. In other words, non-programmers. I have a group of people, because I've put this out there for the last couple of weeks. They're just crushing it, and none of us were programmers before. I don't actually consider this programming what we do. It's much, much simpler than that. So there's Chris and his 7-year-old. Their first goal was to get 100 users a month so they could get their free Echo. They did that. They surpassed it, and much, much more. Bill, he's made so many different skills. It's incredible. Just some examples of the skills that have been created from AI Revolution, and I could make a presentation just showing you success. In other words, I could just say this skill, this skill, this skill. I'd bore you to death with how many skills, how much winning we're doing right now. There's some more very simple ones, but they're awesome. People love it. So we have this over the last couple of weeks. Remember, I told you they have just over 25,000 skills. My group of people, just like you, that have been doing this within the last couple of weeks, we have over 500 completed skills. So we are the hottest creator of skills out there in the world from what I'm showing you today. Every single person was not a programmer prior to discovering this. Some testimonials here. Barry said, "There's no limit to the possibilities that James has opened the door to. I was actually able to go through all the training videos, build and submit my first skill to Alexa in under 2 hours." Todd said, I was able to submit my first skill in less than 24 hours. I can realistically create and submit one skill a day. He probably has about 15 successful skills. Forget about one skill. People are prolifically making more and more and more. It's great. Sylvia is all about it. So I used to congratulate people when they made their first skill. Then it was kind of tiring because everybody's getting their first skills, and then it was like, I'll congratulate you when you have two. I call it the multi-skills club. Now I congratulate you if you've made 10 skills. That's how ridiculous it is right now. So here's Christopher. I made my first skill. Here's my first skill. I had another skill approved. Here's my first skill. Love seeing this email from Amazon. Congratulations, your skill has passed. It's ready to go. Sylvia is there. We all do reviews for each other, which is just absolutely incredible. We support each other and we push our skills to the top of the skill store. And you cannot get that anywhere else because we have a community that you can only access by being an AI Revolution member. I have people in my group already getting paid. This is within a couple weeks, remember. This gentleman just got paid almost $1,000 with one skill, and the skill gave you a daily motivational affirmation. Like you're a great person. You can do it. Stuff like that every single day. Just got paid $1,000. So I have people getting free stuff already. I have people selling to businesses already. I had people getting traffic to their websites and their podcasts. I had people getting paid already just within the last 2 weeks of doing this. So the question is, there's no question that this is a crazy opportunity, but how exactly do you do this without pulling your hair out? Because I know I did initially. So I spent just a little bit where I came from with this. I spent over a month trying to figure this out, and I couldn't. I was literally about to throw in the towel. I loved it, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I tried to program, just wasn't for me. The very few people that are trying to remotely even teach what I'm going to show you, they assume you know how to program. So they talk in these esoteric terms. They assume that you've gone to college for 8 years to learn programming. Why? Because those are the type of people that were doing this stuff. It wasn't the regular person. But I found the secret, and it's no longer like that. It's like a magic trick, what I'm going to show you here. So I've discovered a way to get my skills and your skills created and accepted in a day with no programming. Now, I'm not talking that you have to work on it for a day. I'm saying that it's a day to put it out there and get it accepted by Amazon. I had one. Well, let me put it to you this way. I had a skill that I did just the other day. It took me 3 minutes to make it. 3 minutes. And I already have thousands of people interacting with it. 3 minutes. So I'll show you exactly how to do that in the product. So I'm to the point where I can make a few clicks of a button and get my skill accepted, and that is simple for me right now, and that's simple for other people in the group right now. I'm not the outlier. This is the norm. So would you like to have that kind of power? Does that sound crazy to you? Because it is. So love to see your feedback there. Awesome. Sweet. It's a good kind of crazy. I agree, Michael. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. So most people I talk to when they're from the iPhone world, when I say it takes me a couple minutes to make these skills, they're like, if I could see them through the computer, they'd be looking at me like I had 3 heads. I mean, that's just not how it works in terms of the Apple idea or Apple process, excuse me. So when it comes to, let's say, iPhone apps, you're looking at months of development, back and forth with Apple, and it's beyond a pain. You're spending thousands of dollars at a minimum in your time for the hope that you'll be accepted on Apple. Let alone will anyone even see it when you're competing with 2.2 million apps. Okay, and that's Apple, but I'm doing it, and other people are doing it in minutes when it comes to Alexa skills. So I can show you a way to do this completely for free and without owning a device, which is awesome. On top of that, I'll show you how to get in front to the top of the skill store. So it's one thing to be lucky enough to figure out this specific way that we do things. It's another thing if no one sees it. We'll walk you through step by step how to do this, where you can have your skill ready to go in 24 hours, guaranteed. I'll show you how to make quick, easy skills people love and businesses clamor for. I haven't even really talked about businesses yet. Businesses are going nuts for this. And so I asked the question, what would you be willing to pay to get in front of millions of people with no competition? Well, some people would pay a heck of a lot for that. To have a strategy laid out to you step by step, on how to make your skill for free and have it ready in 24 hours. This is straight and to the point. I show you exactly what to do to make this happen because I've done it over and over. All the little details worked out to give you a specific, easy process to do this faster than anything else out there. Now, you could spend months trying to figure this out, and there's a 99% chance most of you end up frustrated and quit my process, because I'll tell you, I almost did. And I'm pretty hard-headed about figuring this out. And not only that, I'm going to show you exactly how to get in front of and sell to businesses. Just a little on that. I'll show you how to take traffic off of Alexa and point it to wherever you want it to go. There's so many ways you can crush it with this. I already mentioned a bunch. So every small business needs a
You there, James?
I'm here. So I was just saying how back in the day, like businesses, I don't know where I cut off, but businesses like in the year 2000, they just wanted websites like crazy and spend a bunch of money to do so. Then if you move to like 2008, everybody wanted an app, an iPhone app. And they're like, I don't know how to make this iPhone app, but I'll pay a bunch of money to get it done. Now we're to this point, we're in 2018, businesses want skills. They don't know how to get them done. They know they're going to have to pay a lot of money because there's not that many people to make it. They want skills. So it's a huge, huge opportunity for you right now. So I said, all right, just before I figure this out, I said, I'm going to outsource this. So I started looking for Alexa developers, but they're in such high demand, which they should be. They're charging, in my opinion, crazy amounts of money. So there weren't that many, and they're hard to book because of this high demand. Look at what they're charging: $150 US an hour for Alexa skills, $100 an hour, $85 an hour, $100 an hour. So if you look at $100 an hour, that's 16 grand a month if you did a typical 40-hour work week. So I just asked this question: could you use 16 grand a month? I think that's very clear, and that's just for creating skills for other businesses and people. Now, seeing these numbers just gave me more desire to figure this out, and I started searching more and more, and I said that not only can you obviously make a killing selling this to businesses out there, but Amazon's paying you just to participate. It's a no-brainer. So as a bonus, and I don't want to call it a bonus because it's much more than that, everyone that picks this up on this call is going to get into my private mastermind, which is just hopping. People are in there supporting each other, helping each other with questions, showing their success. So people just feed off that because everybody's like, my skill was accepted. My skill was accepted. Oh, your skill's awesome, because everybody knows how huge of an opportunity this is. So there's none of this kind of scarcity mindset. Everybody's thinking abundantly and knowing the opportunity is there. We're all just, it's a really, really cool environment. And everyone that's part of that, but just like you, those of you in the call that are going to run with this. And so we all know that we're in this together, and it's a great, great feeling. You also get my interview with a 7-year-old and his dad that are doing this every day. So when you see a 7-year-old doing this, it's like any of this, I can't do it kind of stuff just goes out the window. You get example successful student templates. So not only do you hear me telling you how to do it in my specific process, which is awesome, you get other students that have just gone through this. I've just been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. They've gone through it. They've had success. They're showing you what they did. And so you get to see it from multiple points of view, which is really, really cool. You even get an advanced integration strategy where you can pull everything down from the internet and put it in, so you don't even really have to do anything in a sense. You get a way to get downloads or enables of your skills and reviews, all with this crazy, I've got 2 crazy strategies in there now for that, let alone with the reviews you get from people in the group. Now, I can sell the vision of this system, access to the community, traffic to your sites, ability to sell to millions of businesses easily for $19.99, $2,000. But here's the thing: I put this literally the first time I've showed this. This is like the 3rd time I've shown this, and I am going to be raising the price very, very soon. I'm telling you here that I'm going to give it to you for 50% off, but I'm actually going to do this for better than that because of Justin's audience. This is going to go up, however. It's not false scarcity. The price is going to go up, so just remember that. In fact, I have a counter on the website. So after this, the price is going to double, and it's worth it. It should be that price, but this is an introductory price. So who's pumped and ready to set up your first skill today? Love to hear it. Awesome. 3 S's. Exclamation marks. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone that's head is spinning. You bet. So I'm going to let you inside today for only, Chris says, send me the damn link already. So I'm going to let you inside today for only $4.97, and it's well worth that. And you have to go to this special link, which is airevolution.biz/Justin. That's Justin's link. So I'm going to type this in the chat. So if you don't have it, you can just click on it, I believe, from the chat, airevolution.biz/Justin. So go to that link. All right, it should be in the chat now, and pick it up. It's well worth it. You're going to love it, and I can't wait to see you in the group and to see you have success just like many, many others have had. So I'm just going to, if you haven't gone to that link yet, just type or just write it down, because I'm just going to show you a couple more slides. So again, that's airevolution.biz/Justin. Awesome. Okay, so just real quick. So you get access to the group, which is valued at thousands by paying members. So Eric says, I see this group as a way to fast track our skills reputation on Amazon with reviews. This alone is worth more than the cost of the course, considering the importance of reviews to get people's attention. Todd says, oh yeah, swag me, baby. He's getting free stuff already from Amazon. This system walks you through step-by-step how to get your skill accepted in 24 hours, just like I've done and many, many others have at this point. I mean, we've had hundreds of success stories in a couple weeks. Straight and to the point. You see exactly how to get this in front of millions of businesses that are willing to pay hundreds of dollars, and I've had multiple examples of students doing this already. They're willing to pay hundreds of dollars an hour or tens of thousands for a completed skill, but it's not tens of thousands of dollars in your time. See, the difference between the value that they're willing to pay with the relatively little time that you spend creating it is just a crazy differential. It takes you minutes and costs them thousands. You get my bonus interview with the 7-year-old that's crushing it. You get access to the private group where we make sure your skill gets noticed and rises to the top of the skill store. I even show you how to get Amazon to pay $100 a month credit just for doing this process. So if your skill gets popular and if there's any kind of server costs on the Amazon side, they take care of you. Now, some common questions here that I'm going to and I appreciate those of you picking it up. You're going to love it. So are there any upsells? No. Is there a case study? Yes. I'll show you exactly how to do this. You get my specific template along with the student templates to literally follow our example of successful skill submissions. Are there any other expenses? No. Do I explain how to get in front of businesses? Yes. How do you monetize? Well, there's several different ways you can monetize. Amazon's just paying for people to make these skills. You get paid you can monetize your skills several different ways. Affiliate links, push people to your website if you're sending something, affiliate products. Small businesses will pay you for this. You can get them on recurring billing. You get free stuff from Amazon. They have contests and much, much more. They're coming up with stuff all the time to incentivize you to build these things. Can I have a skill up and running in a day? Yes. Can I do this from any country or computer? Yes. Is there a guarantee? Yes. A full money back guarantee for 30 days. Are skills easy to make? Yes. If you have my process. Is there coding? No. It's drag and drop. And do you need to own an Alexa device to do this? No. To making the skill and no to testing the skill. So just some questions here that I just want to address. Gary says, is there a payment plan? No. It's a one-time fee. Do you need to record our voice or is it typing? No, you do not need to record your voice. You can make quote unquote audio skills, but typically it's Alexa that is doing the talking from the text that you give it. All right. Okay. Am I thinking of subjects people want questions they want answers on and people get my skills? I mean, how-to kind of stuff is very, I mean, if you can provide value, that's the key. I mean, you provide value. But I've seen a lot of crazy skills like the one that blew me away the most was someone had a Marco Polo skill. All it said was 2 words, Marco and Polo. You can make games with it. You can do trivia. You can do stories. Like a lot of people will put books or excerpts of little books or a certain niche in there and then push them to like a Kindle book. You can make money that way. There's there's all this name. It's a traffic thing. Like think about if you try to do something with like the weight loss niche, which is obviously super competitive. And you try to pay for weight loss on Google. Do you know how much money that would cost you? Well, with this, it's all free traffic. And you could easily have people downloading things like weight loss tips or something on the keto diet or whatever. That's a kind of a fad or a new diet right now. And then you could push them to whatever else you want to. I had people now, they're doing these kind of aggregator sites. So they'll do like top realtors in Southern California and then get businesses to pay to be on that list. There's just crazy, crazy ways you can do this. 1 second. Does the product have links to control Wi-Fi based equipment? We're not going after like setting up a smartphone here. It's more interactions with people and having fun. And then small businesses, of course. Not like controlling a light bulb. We're not doing that kind of stuff. We're making simple skills that anyone can do and have success with. That's the main premise of this. Will there be a replay? We're definitely trying our best to record it. So if we can get one, we'll get it out there. Thank you, Gary, for picking it up. Jeff said he's getting a PayPal error. We're definitely getting payments coming in. Jeff, so try again. It should work for you. Is it free to upload an Alexa skill? Yes, it is. Does the product have if then else type of logic flows? Yes, you can do that. Like if then that, yes. Okay, so is everybody getting to the site? Let's see here. Let me check it real quick. So airevolution.biz/Justin. All right, so let's see. It comes up. airevolution.biz/Justin. All right, it's coming up for me.
Yeah, that page shows up for me as well. So
okay, so I click on the buy now. Let's see if PayPal comes up for me. Yeah, it's coming up for me. So just try again. You should be good. It's working. I'm seeing sales coming in. So just keep trying. Okay, so Gary said he got it now. Just had to refresh, I guess. So you should be good. Do you need permission to use previously published material with our skills? That's a great question, Lee. You should always make sure that you have access to rights to stuff. But things like quotes, if you quote the person, that people do that all the time, and I've seen stuff that's on Alexa that sometimes one of the great things about the opportunity right now is that it's so early on. And it's like this within many platforms. Like when a platform first comes out, they kind of are a little bit easier on you. So I think things in 6 months from now are going to be clamped down. But I see people now that have like weed skills. I'm not saying you need to have weed skills, but like marijuana skills. I mean, they're putting these through, which is surprising to me. I'm seeing some people with audio clips from different artists and stuff that I'm surprised are there. But normally you'd want to make sure, like I talk about in the course, how you can get make sure you're above board with anything you use. 1 second. What kind of skill would help a local service type business get leads? Can you use this for lead generation? You definitely can. You can get phone numbers from it is one way. Go into this deep in the course, but you can do things like you get businesses to have coupons. You could have businesses as almost like a lead magnet, almost like a Yellow Pages type thing. You can have it. There's many different ways you can do this. Michael says he'll be in shortly. Thank you, Michael. Can answers to people's questions to Alexa come from a database instead of well, we do some things with Google Sheets, which is pretty cool. Is it relatively easy to get reviewed? Definitely with my system, more so than any other way.
Are you there, James? Don't hear you anymore for some reason. It seems like you cut out. I guess today has been full of technical difficulties, so I apologize, everybody. Thanks for sticking around with us for this one. Let me see. Maybe James. Let me just hit James up real quick on Facebook or Skype, see if he's still around. I don't hear you, James. So if you are, pop in, please. Otherwise, no problem. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Yep, so it looks like he just hit me up on Facebook. He got disconnected from the call somehow. No problem, though. We're pretty much ready to wrap up anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this one up. It looks like all those issues we were having have been fixed, so no problems there, because it looks like people are able to join us now. Again, that link is AI Revolution, AI like artificial intelligence, revolution.biz, B-I-Z, /Justin. And that will take you to the page where you can sign up at the discount and start getting all of this rockin'. So I'll also put that link on the screen for those watching it on the replay. So I do apologize about that issue that we had, or the multiple issues we had. Just one of those days. We all know how technology goes. Hopefully this replay actually comes out. But again, that link is airevolution.biz /Justin. And, James is not here to hear us thank him, but thank you so much for coming out, James. And again, I apologize for the issues we had, but we should be all good to go as a killer opportunity. So I definitely recommend everybody jump in on it and take advantage of this. This is something that, as you saw from the call, has a huge opportunity, tons of ways for monetization, all kinds of different things there, and really looking forward to getting this out to everybody and, having you all make some money with this. So that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up so we have a nice recording, and I will talk to you all later. Bye for now.